Do you think elegance is just about dressing well? Then maybe you've never met a truly elegant woman. True elegance doesn't begin in the mirror. It begins in your gestures, in your tone of voice, in the way you enter a room, and in the silence that follows. How many times have you dressed up and still felt like something was missing? That's because elegance isn't just about aesthetics. It's a presence, a choice, a subtle refinement that goes far beyond what you wear. In this video, you'll discover how to embody elegance in your attitude, words, posture, and energy, naturally, gracefully, and most importantly, without seeming forced. I'll show you what truly elegant women do and what they avoid at all costs. And the best part, you don't have to change who you are. You just have to return to your essence with intention. If this speaks to where you are right now, like the video and share it with someone else who's ready to elevate their standards with lightness and grace. Now, let's talk about what truly builds the kind of elegance that leaves a mark without saying a word. 1. Elegance begins with rhythm. Have you ever noticed the rhythm of elegant people? They're never in a rush. They don't over-gesture. They don't interrupt, don't rush their words, don't speak as if the world's about to end. They pause. They breathe. They let silence speak too. This is the first great secret of elegance: refined rhythm. It's not about being slow, it's about being present. An elegant woman isn't constantly in emergency mode. She's grounded in the moment. She listens intently. She doesn't rush, she leads. And that changes everything. It changes how she walks, how she holds a glass, how she responds to criticism, how she enters and leaves a room. Elegance reveals itself in the details no one teaches: the seconds you wake before answering, the way you hold someone's gaze, the strategic pause between one sentence and the next. Because elegance is the art of not explaining yourself in a hurry. And the most magical part? When you slow your rhythm, the world starts to pay more attention to you, simply because you've begun to honor your own time. A woman who honors her time becomes unforgettable. 2. Elegance in the way you speak. How you speak says more about you than the clothes you wear, and an elegant woman knows this. She doesn't speak too loudly or too fast. She doesn't stumble over her words, shout to be heard, or feel the need to fill every silence. She speaks as someone who knows her words carry value, and that is felt. Elegant speech is emotional control. It's knowing the weight of a word and the power of a pause. It's avoiding excess, impulsive venting, or unnecessary commentary. An elegant woman doesn't gossip, doesn't need to win arguments, and doesn't overshare. She speaks with intention. She knows that sometimes silence is smarter than needing to be right. More than that, she observes, she listens, and when she replies, it's not to prove herself, it's to build something. Elegance in speech is not rushing to fill space. It's asking questions instead of talking only about yourself. It's knowing when to walk away from a conversation that doesn't deserve your energy. A calm, firm, and gentle voice is where elegance expresses itself most clearly. Because a woman who masters her voice doesn't need to raise it. She's heard because she radiates serenity, and serenity is magnetic. 3. Elegance is emotional presence. More than what you wear, more than how you move or speak, what truly defines an elegant woman is what happens inside her, her emotional posture toward life. A woman can look flawless on the outside, but if she explodes easily, constantly complains, picks pointless fights, or loses control at the first setback, the image falls apart. Elegance is self-control. It's the ability to stay rooted in your essence, even when the world tries to throw you off balance. It's taking a deep breath before responding. It's knowing that not everything needs an answer, and not every provocation deserves a reaction. An elegant woman protects herself without becoming hard. She sets boundaries but doesn't wear herself out. She says no firmly but without aggression. She feels deeply but doesn't expose everything. She is a safe place for herself, and that's what makes others feel calmer around her. She brings stability, balance, clarity. Emotional presence is not coldness, it's maturity. It's knowing the value of your energy and choosing wisely where to place it. True elegance doesn't rely only on image. It blossoms from a woman who, even in silence, commands respect. Because something in her says, I know who I am. And someone who knows herself doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. 4. The power of care in the details. An elegant woman doesn't live in excess, but she also doesn't neglect the details. She knows that how you care for the small things says a lot about how much you respect yourself. Well-kept nails, a signature perfume, the way she holds a glass, folds her clothes, or organizes her bag. Nothing about her feels careless. And it's not about showing off. It's about intention. Elegance is about being present, even in the simplest gestures. It's sitting with good posture, walking with quiet confidence, smiling with your eyes before your lips. It's choosing a word over a slang. It's knowing the difference between a presence that uplifts and one that weighs down. It's knowing how to enter and leave a conversation without over-explaining. The details tell a story before any words are spoken. And an elegant woman knows that. That's why she tends to her small rituals as if she's tending to herself. And by doing so, she sends a silent message. I love myself. I respect myself. I observe myself. And those who observe themselves never go unnoticed. 5. Elegance is knowing how to say no. There's immense strength in a woman who knows how to say no, and an even greater elegance in the way she says it. Because an elegant woman's no isn't loud, vengeful, or defensive. It's clear, calm, and firm. True elegance isn't about pleasing everyone. It's about honoring yourself first. She doesn't accept invitations out of obligation. She doesn't stay where there's no reciprocity. She doesn't force a smile where she doesn't feel safe. She knows that protecting herself is more beautiful than self-sacrifice, and that clear boundaries don't push people away. They filter out the wrong ones. Saying no when needed is a quiet act of dignity, and there's nothing more elegant than a woman who doesn't trade her peace for appearances. She knows her energy is too valuable to waste, so she carefully chooses what to accept, where to go, whom to engage with, and even what to leave unsaid. Because deep down, the elegant woman doesn't need to be accepted by everyone. She only needs to be true to herself. 6. Elegance is handling conflict without losing composure. Every elegant woman has been contradicted, criticized, misunderstood. The difference lies in how she responds. She doesn't react impulsively. She doesn't raise her voice, retaliate with sarcasm, or fight to win at any cost. She listens first. She assesses, and she chooses a response that protects her integrity, even when she must be firm. This doesn't mean being passive. It means being strategic. An elegant woman doesn't lose control in the face of disrespect. She rises above it. She doesn't return insult with insult. She doesn't play the other person's game. She plays her own, and it's a high-level one. She knows that maintaining composure in conflict says more than any argument ever could, and that leaving a situation with grace is more powerful than having the last word. Conflict isn't the problem. Losing yourself in the fight is. An elegant woman wins by not letting herself be dragged down. 7. Elegance is treating others with true kindness. A truly elegant woman doesn't need to diminish others to shine. She doesn't speak with disdain, use sarcasm as a weapon, or act superior. Quite the opposite. She knows that how you treat others, especially those who can offer you nothing, says everything about your level. She greets naturally. She looks people in the eye. She thanks sincerely and declines with sweetness. Have you ever seen an elegant woman being rude to a waiter? Interrupting someone mid-sentence? Making jokes at someone else's expense? Probably not, because that breaks the spell. An elegant woman doesn't try to prove herself. She simply behaves with respect, and that respect returns to her as quiet admiration. And the most beautiful part? Her kindness isn't performative. It comes from within, because she respects herself too much to hurt others just to feel bigger. That's why people feel calm around her, seen, respected. And in the end, that's what makes a presence unforgettable. The ability to make others feel important without sacrificing your own dignity. 8. Elegance is caring for yourself with intention, not obsession. There's a big difference between caring for yourself out of love and doing it out of fear. An elegant woman knows this. She doesn't care for her body to fit a standard. She does it because her body is her home, because she understands that physical care reflects self-respect. She sleeps well. She chooses what she consumes in her meals, on social media, in conversations. She takes breaks. She nourishes herself with beauty, with silence, with art, with rest. But care doesn't stop at the surface. An elegant woman watches the thoughts she cultivates. She removes herself from draining environments. She learns to recognize her cycles, her limits, her triggers. And most importantly, she embraces herself even on the days when she's not glowing. Elegance is also this: honoring your own rhythm without guilt. Treating yourself with such tenderness that it overflows into the way you speak, walk, dress, and carry yourself. She doesn't rush to fit in. She aligns with who she is, and that alignment is what makes her unforgettable. Because there is nothing more powerful than a woman who cares for herself out of respect, not insecurity. That is unforgettable. 9. Elegance is knowing how to cultivate silence and mystery. More often than not, true elegance lies in what is left unsaid, in the space between words, and the stories you choose not to tell. An elegant woman knows that silence isn't empty, it's presence, a powerful way to draw attention without having to fight for it. She doesn't feel the need to share every detail of her life. She doesn't explain her choices to everyone. This mystery, this quiet reserve, creates an aura of intrigue around her. People are naturally drawn to those who keep their secrets with grace. Moreover, silence, when used well, is a sign of emotional intelligence. It allows you to observe, to understand, to respond with wisdom instead of reacting on impulse. So, remember, sometimes less is more, and true elegance is also the art of knowing when to speak and when to simply be. 10. Elegance is being authentic, not a copy. In the end, there is no real elegance without authenticity. Nothing is more refined than a woman who knows who she is and isn't afraid to show it. An elegant woman doesn't try to mimic what the media, fashion, or society say is chic. She builds her own style, her own voice, her own way of moving through the world. She accepts her imperfections and turns them into unique marks of character. She knows that playing a role that doesn't fit only creates discomfort, and it shows. True elegance is born from the freedom to be yourself with confidence and without apology. When you allow yourself to be truly unique, people notice, and that attention turns into respect, admiration, and, yes, magnetism. So if you truly want to be elegant, start by looking within. Discover what makes you come alive, what brings joy and meaning to your life. Because a woman who is true to herself doesn't need tricks to shine. She shines naturally. Now that you've made it this far, you understand. Elegance is not a passing style or a rehearsed performance. It's a way of being. It's rhythm. It's language. It's emotional presence. It's care in the details. It's the courage to take a stand. Elegance is a daily act of self-awareness. It's less about how you want to be seen and more about how you choose to treat yourself. A truly elegant woman doesn't demand respect. She radiates it. If this message resonated with you, like the video, share it with someone special, and subscribe to the channel. This is just the beginning of your inner refinement journey. And remember, elegance is not what you show. It's what you transmit, even in silence. See you in the next video.